What if I told you she never really left? You think she's gone. You think she's moved on, happy in someone else's arms, while you're left in the dark. But let me ask you something. Who really has the power here? The one who obsesses, who overthinks, who tortures himself with what-ifs, or the one who walks away without a second thought? Right now, you feel betrayed. You feel like she ripped a piece of your soul away, like everything you built with her is now nothing more than a distant memory. And worst of all, you think she doesn't care. But here's the truth. You never lost her because she was never yours to begin with. She was only ever a reflection of your own attachment, a projection of your own desires. And now that she's with someone else, you believe it means you weren't enough, that you failed, that he has something you don't. But what if I told you that the moment you stop caring is the moment she starts to regret everything? What if I told you that the only way to win this game is to refuse to play at all? You see, pain is an illusion. It feels real because you've convinced yourself that she was the prize, that she was the destination, the reward. But that was never the truth. The real prize is the man you become when you stop chasing, stop needing, and start living as if you were born untouchable. Because when you master detachment, when you embrace true Stoicism, you will no longer be the man who waits. You will be the man she remembers, the man she lost. This isn't about her. This is about you. By the time we're done here, you won't just let go. You'll become the kind of man she could never forget. But before we go any further, take control right now, like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. What I'm about to tell you will change everything. And if you're ready to reclaim your power, comment below. Pain is temporary, but power is forever. Number 1. The illusion of loss. Why she left isn't what you think. She left you, or at least that's what you believe. But what if I told you that she didn't leave you? She left the version of you that no longer intrigued her. The truth is, people don't abandon what they truly value. They only walk away when they believe there's nothing left to discover. Right now, you think she's moved on because she found something better, but that's a lie. She didn't leave because you weren't enough. She left because she thought she had you figured out. The moment she believed she knew everything about you, the moment she felt certainty, was the moment her curiosity died. You see, attraction isn't about perfection. It's about mystery, unpredictability, the sense that there's always more beneath the surface. But when you gave her your heart, your soul, your vulnerability, she no longer had to wonder about you. She had you. And in her mind, that meant there was nothing left to chase. Now she's with someone else, not because he's better than you, not because he's more successful, not because he's more attractive, but because, for now, he's an unknown variable. Here's where most men get it wrong. They spiral into self-destruction. They beg, they plead, they try to prove their worth, thinking that if they just remind her of what they had, she'll come back. But that's not how this works. The moment you start seeking validation is the moment you solidify her decision to walk away. She doesn't miss the man who waits by the door. She misses the man who disappears completely, the man she can no longer predict. So understand this. She didn't leave you. She left the version of you that she thought had nothing left to offer. That means you have one choice. Stay broken and prove her right, or evolve into the man she never saw coming. But before we go any further, take control right now. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And if you understand that loss is nothing but an illusion, comment below. I control my mind. I control my destiny. Number 2. Emotional detachment, the key to ultimate power. Right now, she owns you. Not physically, not even in reality, but in your mind. Every thought, every sleepless night, every time you check her social media just to see if she's happy without you, you are giving her control. And the worst part? She doesn't even have to do anything. Your emotions are the chains that keep you locked in place, and the more you let them dictate your actions, the weaker you become. But let me tell you something, power belongs to the man who feels nothing. The moment you stop reacting, the moment you stop allowing her existence to affect your peace, is the moment you take back control. This is the foundation of Stoicism, to be unshaken, to let the world do whatever it wants, and yet remain still and unmoved. Do you think the strongest men in history wasted time crying over a woman who walked away? Nope. They understood that emotions are like storms, temporary, chaotic, and destructive, only if you allow yourself to be caught in them. She expects you to be hurt. She expects you to break down, to show weakness, to prove that she mattered more than yourself. And the second you do, you confirm everything she believed when she left. But what happens when you don't react? When she looks at you and sees a man who isn't fazed, who isn't desperate, who doesn't even acknowledge her absence? That's when the power shifts. That's when she starts to wonder if she made a mistake. Understand this. Emotional detachment is not about pretending. It's about mastering yourself to the point where nothing external has the ability to shake your foundation. And when you reach that level, you won't just make her regret leaving, you'll become untouchable. But before we go any further, take control right now. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And if you're ready to own your emotions instead of letting them own you, comment below. Nothing controls me. I am untouchable. Number 3. Attraction through indifference. The dark psychology of desire. What happens when you stop caring? When you stop checking, stop wondering, stop waiting? The answer is simple. She starts noticing. Because nothing is more powerful, more unsettling, or more intoxicating than indifference. Right now, she believes she still has you. Even if she's with someone else, she knows deep down that if she ever wanted to come back, you'd still be there. That's why she's not thinking about you. That's why she's not chasing. But the moment she feels your absence, the moment she senses that she no longer has control over your emotions, that's when everything changes. People always want what they can't have. It's human nature. The mind is wired to chase what's slipping away, to desire what feels unattainable. When you were desperate for her, you became predictable, ordinary. But now you're something new, something she no longer understands. You're not texting, you're not watching, you're not even reacting. And that silence, that emptiness, where she once found validation, will start to consume her. She'll test you. Maybe she'll post something just to see if you notice. Maybe she'll message you out of nowhere with something meaningless, just a way to check if she still has power over you. And here's where most men fail. They take the bait. They think, this is my chance. They respond too quickly, too eagerly, and just like that the power is gone. But not you. Not anymore. Because a man who understands this game knows that the only true response is no response at all. Indifference is the ultimate attraction trigger. It makes her question, makes her doubt, makes her chase, but only if you're strong enough to stay silent, to walk away, to disappear into a life so fulfilling that she no longer exists in your world. That's when she regrets leaving. That's when she starts craving the man you've become. But before we go any further, take control right now. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And if you understand that silence is more powerful than words, comment below. Silence is my greatest weapon. Number 4. The power of absence. Becoming the man. She can't forget. You think she forgot about you. You think she moved on completely, uninterested in what you're doing. But let me tell you something. Women never truly forget the men who leave an impact. Right now, she's not reaching out because she believes she still has you in her grip. She assumes that if she ever changed her mind, She could come back and you'd still be there waiting. But the moment she realizes you're truly gone, the moment she sees that you've vanished from her world without a trace, that's when the doubt begins to creep in. Absence is powerful. It forces people to fill in the blanks, to wonder, to question, and the human mind hates unanswered questions. Right now she's confident in her decision, but when she notices that you're not watching, not liking, not responding, she'll start to wonder why. Why hasn't he reached out? Why does it seem like he's moved on so easily? Did I misjudge him? And that single thought, that tiny crack in her certainty, is all it takes to plant the seed of regret. But most men can't do this. They panic. They think, if I disappear, she'll forget about me. So they lurk, leaving breadcrumbs, likes, comments, indirect messages, hoping she'll notice. But that's weakness. That's insecurity. The men who are truly unforgettable are the ones who vanish completely. The ones who walk away with such quiet certainty that it leaves an empty space where they once were. And that space, that void, will haunt her. This isn't about manipulation. It's about understanding human nature. She will never regret losing a man who begs to be in her life. But she will always question losing the man who disappeared without hesitation. That's the man she can't replace. That's the man she'll always wonder about. But before we go any further, take control right now. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And if you understand that absence is more powerful than presence, comment below. I don't chase, I elevate. Number 5. Mastering emotional control. Unshakable resilience. Most men let their emotions destroy them. They let heartbreak consume their thoughts, dictate their actions, and turn them into weak, desperate versions of themselves. But a man who understands emotional control becomes unstoppable. The truth is, emotions aren't the enemy. Your reaction to them is. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. Right now you have two options. Let your emotions control you, or learn to control them. She expects you to be weak, to fall apart, to chase, to seek closure, to prove your worth. And the moment you do, you validate her decision to leave. But what happens when she sees nothing? No anger, no sadness, no desperate attempts to win her back. Just calm, just focus. Just a man who refuses to be broken by something as temporary as her absence. That's when she starts to question everything, because the ability to remain unfazed, that is the mark of a man who cannot be replaced. Women are drawn to strength, not just physical strength, but emotional strength. A man who can remain composed under pressure, who can take a loss and keep moving forward, who doesn't crumble at the first sign of rejection. That's the kind of man who commands respect. And respect is more powerful than love, because love is fleeting. But respect lingers. It's what makes her think twice when she sees you thriving without her. It's what makes her regret ever thinking you were just another ordinary man. The strongest warriors in history lived by this principle. The Stoics understood that emotions should never dictate actions. That control over oneself is the ultimate power, and when you master this, you won't just make her regret leaving you. You'll make sure no woman ever holds that kind of power over you again. But before we go any further, take control right now. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And if you're ready to master your emotions, comment below. I am the storm, not the rain. Number 6. Becoming the high-value man. The transformation begins right now. You feel like she took something from you, your confidence, your sense of worth, maybe even your purpose. But here's the reality. No one can take away what you build for yourself. And if she left, it only means one thing. It's time for you to evolve. You see, most men focus on winning her back. The high-value man focuses on winning himself back, That's the difference between those who stay broken and those who rise. This isn't about proving anything to her. It's about making sure that the next time she hears your name, the only thing she feels is regret. Not because you wanted revenge, not because you played games, but because you became a man so rare, so powerful, so self-sufficient that she realizes she walked away from something irreplaceable. That's the real win. Not getting her back, but becoming so untouchable that she wishes she never left. So, what does that transformation look like? It's simple. You stop wasting time. You stop obsessing over her social media. You stop replaying the past in your head. Instead, you build. You work on your body, your mind, your purpose. You become the man that other men respect and other women desire. Because when you do this, something shifts. You no longer care if she notices, and ironically, that's when she does. The moment she sees you thriving without her, the moment she realizes you don't need her validation, is the moment she starts to question her decision. But by then, it won't matter, because you will have already won, not by playing her game, but by walking away from it entirely. That is the power of becoming high value. That is the power of transformation. But before we go any further, take control right now. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And if you understand that true worth isn't proven, it's lived, comment below, I don't prove my worth, I live it. Number 7. She notices, but now it's too late. Something has changed. She can feel it. At first, she didn't think twice about leaving. She was certain, confident, maybe even a little relieved. But now there's a shift in the air. She checks her phone, expecting a message that never comes. She scrolls through her social media, looking for signs that you're still watching. But there's nothing. Silence. Absence. And suddenly, she's the one wondering. At first, she tells herself that you're just trying to play it cool, that you're pretending to move on. But as the days pass, then weeks, then months, she starts to realize the truth. You didn't just move on, you evolved. You disappeared from her world, and worse, you seem happier without her. And that's when it hits her, the regret, the self-doubt, the questions she never expected to ask herself. Did I make a mistake? Was he actually the one? Why isn't he chasing me? This is the moment you've been waiting for. But here's the crucial part, the part most men get wrong. You do nothing, no reaction, no response, no sudden change in behavior, because you don't need to chase her. The truth is, she's not reaching out because she wants you. She's reaching out to see if she still has control over you. And if you give her that validation, she'll disappear again. That's why the high-value man never looks back, because he understands one simple truth. The moment someone leaves, they lose the privilege of coming back on their terms. So when she finally notices, when she finally reaches out, you'll realize something powerful. You don't even care anymore. You're too focused, too disciplined, too in love with the man you've become to even entertain the idea of stepping backwards. And that's when you've truly won. But before we go any further, take control right now. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And if you understand that a king never waits for a queen who walked away, comment below. A king never begs a queen to stay. Number 8. You've already won the final lesson in Stoicism. The game is over, but not in the way you once imagined. You used to think winning meant getting her back, proving your worth, making her see what she lost. But now, you understand the truth. Winning was never about her. It was about you. It was about reaching the point where her presence or absence no longer affects your peace. And that's the moment you realize you've already won. She wanted control. She wanted to be the center of your world, even after she left. But instead of chasing, instead of proving, instead of waiting, you walked away. not out of anger, not to manipulate, but because you understood something she never did. Real power comes from indifference. Now the tables have turned. She's the one thinking about you. She's the one wondering if she made a mistake. But here's the irony. By the time she realizes what she lost, you'll be too far ahead to care. This is what Stoicism is all about. Emotional mastery. Control over the one thing that truly matters, yourself. Because in the end, nothing external should have the power to shake you. Not a woman, not rejection, not even heartbreak. The man who can take a loss without breaking, who can face the storm without flinching, that is the man who is truly free. And the moment you become that man, you'll look back and laugh at the idea that you ever thought you needed her to complete you. She was never the prize. You were. And now you know it. But before we go any further, take control right now. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And if you understand that true victory is complete self-mastery, comment below. I need no one. I complete myself. Number 9. The Stoic Path, a new beginning. This is where your journey truly begins, not in heartbreak, not in regret, but in complete and total self-mastery, because now you understand. Nothing outside of you should ever have the power to dictate your happiness. Not a woman, not validation, not even love. The only thing that matters is your ability to stand firm, to remain unmoved, to live with such unwavering purpose that nothing and no one can shake your foundation. She was never the destination. She was simply a lesson, a catalyst for your transformation. And now that you've become this man, this unshakable, disciplined, high-value man, you no longer need closure. You no longer seek answers. You no longer wait for someone to recognize your worth. Because the truth is, a man who walks the Stoic path never waits. He builds, he grows, he dominates his own reality without ever needing permission. And that's the kind of man she will never forget. Not the one who begged, not the one who lingered, but the one who vanished, only to reappear as something so powerful, so untouchable, that she no longer had access to him. That is your victory, not in making her you, but in reaching a point where it no longer matters if she does. Because a man who truly understands his worth knows this. His greatest love story is with himself. This is your new beginning. This is where you rise. This is where you leave behind the past and step into your highest potential. So before you go, take control right now. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And if you're ready to embrace this new path, comment below, I am the master of my fate, the ruler of my mind. You've made it to the end, and if you're still here, that means something inside you has shifted. You're no longer just a man who lost someone, you're a man who has found himself.
This is the Stoic path, the path of self-mastery, discipline, and complete emotional control. Because at the end of the day, the strongest men are not the ones who chase. They are the ones who walk away without looking back. If this video resonated with you, don't stop here. Keep building, keep growing, keep pushing yourself toward the man you were always meant to be. And if you want more content that sharpens your mind and strengthens your spirit, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss what's next. Now, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below with the phrase, I walk my path alone, but I never walk it weak. Let the world know that from this moment forward, you are untouchable. Stay strong, stay stoic, and I'll see you in the next one.